Hey everybody, I'm back. I decided to hop on here and say hello and to keep up with uh, the videos. I think if I let too much time go past, I probably won't come back to this. So I do want it. I want it to become something that I do um, more often because it is a good way for me to connect with the maker community. So I'm here and I'm doing it. Um, since I've been gone, I've got a lot done in between, especially with uh, this virus we have going around. Everybody's home and quarantine and all that. So there's been time. And I think we'll start off with some things that I've got done. All the things I'm showing you now are already on my Instagram, peachesmay on Instagram. So you can check out better pictures, but it's been a while, so I thought I'd show them. So let's get started. Okay, so this first thing started a spiral of creating other similar things. So I decided I needed to go through my stash. I have a lot of yarn, and that is not an understatement. I got a lot of it. So I decided what I would do is I'd just pick something and make something and then just go from there. So the first thing I picked up was this carom cake, the one with the wool in it. I have several. I had, I think, two or three, maybe four of the same colorway. So I said, let me just get started and then just see where it goes. Which brought me to this. Make sure I got it on the right side. This is a round granny stitch blanket or whatever you want it to be. Let's just be honest. But I love this. This took 2 cakes. I love the color, and I did a double picot around the border. I didn't really color control. It kind of just came out like this. Don't know how that happened. I didn't use a pattern. I just, did a little math, and it gave me what I want. I used the same, pattern in my head every time I make a round granny um, blanket or throw or whatever it is. So I love this, and I'm probably gonna make a few more by the time this thing is over. Well, anyway, see, didn't color control it, turned into purple right there. But anyway, so once I made this, I was like, you know what? I want to make some mandalas, which are basically just big dollies, and so I did. And it brought me to this one. Now, I don't have a particular pattern. I just went to Pinterest, looked at diagrams, and if I can find a name of a person who actually did the diagram, I will credit them, but most of the time it's just, the diagram. Anyway, here it is, and it's actually my favorite so far. How gorgeous is that? I love it. Um, Wait. Look at that. I have a thread and yarn. Anyway, this is beautiful and I love it. I did make a few changes than what I saw in the diagram, as this is something I regularly do because I just like to feel like I put my own personality into it. So, but for the most part, it's the diagram that I found on Pinterest, and I love it. I love it so much that I actually considered using this same yarn. This is I believe this is I Love This yarn from Hobby Lobby. I consider using the same yarn, doubling it, making this again, and making it a throw rug because it's just so pretty. I can't say enough. Everything. Oh, look at that. That's another end. Whatever. Okay, so then after that one came this one. It's so pretty. This is a Karen cake. I don't remember the color, but I love this. I was actually considering putting this on my back fence, so when I look out my bedroom window, I can look at this on the fence, but hadn't quite made it there yet. I'm not quite sure what would happen, what's going to happen with this. Again, this is another pattern I found on Pinterest, and then, you know, switch it up just a little bit just to add my spin. This, I think, with maybe the exception of this space. Oh, is that an end? Yeah, because that's the back. Would make a really good baby play blanket for older baby, not, you know, because of their little feet. Yeah, I have no shame in my sewing in lack of game. So anywho, I've been on a mandala kick, and actually I don't have it with me, but once, you know what, this is strange because Nadia from Yarn Utopia, I think the last video she had a challenge going on. Well, she has a challenge this weekend, and it's for chunky yarn, and I'm making a another mandala in Red Heart Chunky in black. I actually finished it and it was cute. It was about yay big, yeah. But I decided I wanted it bigger, and because it's so thick, I'm making it big enough to be a throw rug. What else is going on? Okay, so I think right before this stuff happened, I decided to add to our washcloth pile, and I was on Pinterest and I kept seeing this. I don't understand, but I kept seeing like Gucci pop up, which is weird because I'm not really into designer brand things. I'm not the kind of woman that like I need a, you know, designer bag or designer shoes. I'm more like a thrift store, whatever. I'm just not that person. I like to dress comfortably, and I don't care who made it. Most of the time I prefer if I make it. But anyway, they have a particular print that I think is very pretty, and I said, you know what, make some washcloths. So I did. There we go. I think this is my favorite, and right here. So I made these. This is just cotton. It's probably sugar and cream or peaches and cream or whoever, and I don't remember the stitch, but you know what, it's all on my Instagram, I think. It's, what is this? I don't know what stitch this is, but anywho, they're just really awesome, and I don't know why they haven't made it to the linen closet, but they'll be going today. It's just big enough, and it's dense enough because my husband doesn't like it when it's really holey, but he also doesn't like it when it's real thick. So I think this will work. And actually I'm thinking about making some more, you know, maybe two more of each color because I really like it. It's just pretty. And the ends are sewn in. I just want to point that out. So here we go. Oh, I tested a bikini bottom pattern. Here it is, back. And I actually made two. I made one in green. I made one in kind of like a neon yellow. And I love them both. I took a few pictures. She hadn't officially released it yet, so I haven't put the official pictures on my Instagram yet. But go check it out. And it's really pretty. I just really like it. I feel like I forgot to tell you something about that. Oh, so this just came off the hook a couple days ago. I'm gonna tell you the story behind this. So I started a project that I thought I had enough yarn for and I didn't. So I ordered more from Hirschner's. They sent the yarn, but they sent the wrong yarn. No problem. I called them. They sent some more out and I just got it. I was in the middle of making a rectangle granny. And so while I was waiting, I was like, you know, I was very excited. So I was like, you know what? Let me just start something else. So what I did was I started another rectangle granny. Just using up some yarn that, you know, I hate to say scrap yarn because a lot of times when you use those 1-pounders, it's more than just a little bit of yarn left, but not enough to put back in your regular pile. So it winds up in my scrap basket. So that is what I used. I also used just some yarn that I really didn't love, and then some more scrap yarn. These ends are not sewn in. I feel no ways about it. Here she is. Isn't she gorgeous? It is a rectangle granny with I think I chained 1, 2, 3, 6 and then did a picot. I started to do pom-poms, but you know, with washing, sometimes the pom-poms get a little wiggly whack. So let me stand up and show you a better thing. Okay. Okay, so that's that. Oh, look, we match. So that's that. Okay, so anywho, I love this. It's so pretty. This is the black is Caron 1-pounder or whatever it's called. This white is actually what is that Hobby Lobby, like the cheaper brand? I like to call it work yarn because it's usually super, you know, it's not as soft. Sometimes it's a little fuzzy. Excuse me. And then this is, oh, who knows what this is? I don't know. It came out the scrap. But anyway, you know, I can get most any yarn soft, so I'm not too worried about it. And I'm going through my stash. I think I used 2, almost 3 of the white, because like I said, this was just some yarn that I really didn't use often, and I was even considering getting rid of it, but I did. And then the black is some scrap, and then this corally hot pink, which is actually one of my favorite colors. I love to wear it. And there we go. And I love it. What's that? So what do I have going on? I've got a lot. The first thing is one of my good girlfriends We were actually in the military together. Her daughter, I was gonna make her daughter this Doctor Who scarf, but if y'all know anything about the Doctor Who scarves, they take for freaking ever. So since I'm on this mandala kick, I decided what I do is the next time that I make like a regular mandala and I'm not part of a challenge or anything, I would make her one. And this is the yarn she chose. This is Yarn Bee Sugar Wheel. This is one that I got when they were having their big sale. Disclosure. So I started her mandala, throw, dolly, whatever you want to call it, twice with this yarn, the Another Cake. And every time, it's just something about this yarn. I don't know if it was the colorway or what, but I could not get into it. So I started it twice and I put it down and it was just choppy pieces. So I threw that whole cake, got discarded. So I was like, you know what, let me try again with this one. So actually today I'm gonna work on it, and then after that I'm gonna spend the rest of the time working on a blanket that I should have finished for my husband a long time ago. So that's my plan. Okay, so you've endured all that. I hope that you're staying healthy and staying safe. I had a chance to see my mom a couple days ago through the glass. She's doing good. Son's doing good. He's a banker, so I worry about him because, you know, just handling the money. They're with gloves and everything, but, you know, he's my baby. My husband's working from home, which I'm very grateful for, and I really thank God for you know, for that, because I know a lot of people, they're losing their jobs, they're just not having the income, and I know the stimulus thing is popping up, but I mean, our grandchildren's great-grandchildren are already in debt. And anywho, the other day, I actually had to go to the ER. Other night, my daughter was displaying symptoms, and quite honestly, I had a few, but I was trying not to make it a big deal because my husband worries a lot. But anyway, temps were up and our thermometer just wasn't it I mean, of all days. So we called and they have it set up to where you don't have to actually, you know, get checked in. What they do is they kind of screen you and then they go from there. So we did that for our daughter. Actually, my husband went back because they only let one parent in at a time. And then my husband called me because I had to go back and wait in the car. He's like, you have to come in. So I went in, saw the doctor and everything. And what it is if you have the symptoms, they aren't testing you necessarily. It seems to me they're only actually testing you if you are, I mean, you have to be, I guess, really, really bad off or something. You have to be showing signs, sweating or dying. But anywho, he's just said, you know, it's possible. So, you know, just go home, quarantine. And I'm thinking to myself, what? I already been quarantined. I mean, we haven't, well, we've barely been out. When this thing first started, we did go and just make sure, you know, we had essentials, you know, food and stuff like that. Thank God we weren't in that whole toilet tissue mess. That's crazy. And my daughter actually had been going back between us and her nana, my mom, checking on her. And I mean, we really hadn't been out. So I'm thinking, how, you know, at first I thought it was allergies. I thought it was, I don't know, stress. But anyway, did what the doctor said. We're still, I think we still have few more hours, and then we'll see. But that's not going to happen because daughter is still warm. She's still having issues with her chest. Her tummy was a little shaky. I'm still having some issues. With it, just feels like something's on my chest. But see, I'm not sure if it's just like anxiety because I do have anxiety. So, but anyway, God is good, and I think that is just a combination of stress and allergies and stress. And that's what I'm going to say because I'm sure my husband is listening and waiting for me to say something that sounds like a symptom. Anywho, I've been spending my time crocheting, listening to good music. Actually, I've been listening to mostly Luke James and Ari Lennox. So yeah, that's the kind of music I like. And just thinking of things to do. Right now, I'm supposed to be cleaning up my garage because my workout space got kind of inundated with organizational things. Isn't that crazy? All the clutter that's in my garage right now is organizational stuff. Boxes and just, it don't make no sense. So anyway, but you know what? Thanks for hanging in there with me. I'm gonna get up. I gotta check on some of my plants. I need to repot a few. You know what? I'm gonna do that in the morning because that's the best time. And I'm gonna work on the garage. This hopefully, and then the only other crocheting I'm planning to do for today is my husband's blanket. It's the C2C, and I plan to knock out at least 4 rows. It's huge, which is why I'm only setting a goal of 4 rows. I hope that everything is good with you. I hope that you're staying safe, washing your nasty hands. I just hope that you're taking this time and even in the midst, just appreciating the opportunity to maybe get to know your kids a little better and get to know your significant other and most importantly, get to know yourself a little bit better. You know, a lot of people are learning a lot about work-life balance right now. I always say I'm going to go and then I start another rant. Okay, so here we go. This homeschooling thing is hilarious. So, I don't know if I've said this, but I used to homeschool my kids. I homeschooled my daughter from 2nd grade to high school. My son from 7th grade all the way through. When my daughter got to high school, you know, she got to like 9th grade, she decided she wanted to experience that. So she went to brick and mortar and she has regretted it every day. But people are complaining about, I'm homeschooling, this is hard. This is my personal rant, so be prepared to be offended. Okay. You're not having to spend the money of buying curriculum. You're not having to sit there and plan curriculum. You're not having to source tutors for subjects that you may not be very well in. Trust me, this is easy breezy. Thank God that there are virtual schools already set up in place for situations like this. You really don't understand how good you have it. And although I will say, my bestie, she did point out that she'd probably rather do her own thing than do what's coming from the school, just because it's kind of like busy work. And yeah, but anyway, that's a whole nother thing. We hadn't bought a prom dress yet. My daughter's the senior. Kind of grateful about that, because prom dresses are and wedding dresses cost about the same. We've already paid all the senior dues, but I'm already anticipating a home graduation, and which is fine, because when we were homeschooling, a lot of homeschoolers, they can be really creative with the way that they do the graduation. So this is not a thing, whatever. But anywho, this time I'm gonna go for real, because I got things to do. I just want to let you know that I love my community. I want to let you know that you are important and you're special. And I know that, you may be feeling a little lonely because you have to social distance, and you may be feeling a little helpless because of job situations. But I just want to let you know that somebody is thinking of you, in terms of a whole. Somebody is thinking about you, somebody is praying over you, and somebody is considering your situation. So stay safe. Know that you are loved. Know that you're valued. And I'll see you next time. Crochet something, do something new, take some chances. I love you. Bye.